Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to discuss my thoughts on the Line 6 HX Stomp XL. Before we continue with the rest of this video, please do all of the things to help this channel grow. Like this video, subscribe and comment below, and hit the bell icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. Without further ado, let's get started. So if you're a fan of the Line 6 HX Stomp, and you probably have already heard the news, I am a little late to the party, but I wanted to wait a little bit to see if we got a little more information. From what I'm seeing, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's not much to leave to the imagination. So let's discuss some of the differences that I personally see right off the bat. The first thing I personally noticed was obviously the foot switches, and this is a dream come true for a lot of you out there who like the HX Stomp but just wanted a little bit more out of it in terms of accessibility. Having all of those blocks but very little access to them could be very frustrating as a guitar player, especially if you're used to the pedal board format in which a lot of us are used to who have gravitated towards the HX Stomp. See, it's been our dream come true to have a pedal like this, but we're pedal board people. We like individual stomp boxes and we like to be able to access those stomp boxes. So when we get a little bit more out of the HX Stomp, like what a lot of us are doing, we're getting amps, but maybe we're getting reverbs, delays, maybe you're getting your distortion from it. So you want to be able to access those things, and unfortunately a lot of us end up buying products to sort of help us get access to those things. It seems like HX Stomp has heard about that and essentially gave us an opportunity to access some of that stuff. The downfall to that is that it's obviously a bigger footprint. The one thing that I've always loved about the HX Stomp was that it was basically the same size as your average multi-effects unit, something like a Big Sky or a Timeline or a Boss DD500. They're all around the same size, and therefore you have a good idea when you're putting your pedal board together how much space those pedals will take. However, this particular version seems to be a lot bigger, but it says in the name, it's the extra large version. It has a dedicated tap tempo on it, which is great because you guys know that I personally have always had that incorporated in my pedal board, and since I'm using the delays in the HX Stomp now, it might be a really cool option to be able to have the tap tempo directly onto the unit itself. However, it's not something that I personally need at this moment, but for a lot of you, it may be something that you're looking for. Now, that up and down arrow thing, I haven't gotten confirmation if it's going to be simply a bank up and down, or maybe also an assignable up and down, where you can maybe, instead of banking up and down, go to your different snapshots, which is something that, again, could eliminate a pedal for me. So now they've incorporated a tap tempo and an up and down switch, which could maybe help me get to my snapshots better. That's already two pedals that I currently have on my pedal board right now that I could take off of my pedal board and replace it simply with the XL. The other thing that's not really being talked about too much either is the placement of all of its inputs and outputs. We're talking about not just where you plug your guitar in and out of, but also the power supply, the MIDI cable, all of that stuff. See, all of that stuff was scattered all around of the HX Stomp, which in theory it had to be because of how small the pedal was. But now that they've made it larger, they were able to put all of those inputs in the back panel, which is really, really convenient for setting your HX Stomp up. Now you can really squeeze it into other pedals and put other pedals next to it and not worry so much about where you're going to be able to plug in and out of, whether it's the headphone jack, your MIDI cable. All of that stuff was definitely kind of a pain in the butt, and you had to leave room for that stuff, and now you don't really have to think about it too much. Now that's pretty much it. See, there's not going to be a whole lot of changes to this thing as far as like what it comes with. Simply the functionality, which I like. See, that's where I always enjoy about being a guitar player, was figuring out ways to make my life easier. When I buy pedals or when I buy products, I'm always looking for products that will give me more functionality, make my life easier, and it seems like this is an option for a lot of people out there. So the question is, who's it for? Is this thing dangerously close to the Helix or something? So do we need this thing? I don't really know if I can answer that. One thing is for sure is that I am personally not really in the market for something like this right now. My mind was blown by the HX Stomp and its flexibility and the footprint. It nailed absolutely everything that I was looking for, and just basically, you know, checked off all of the things that were on my list. So this particular version of it kind of is going a little bit backwards for me personally and my rig and setup. See, I wanted to get a very minimal setup going, and honestly, this version is probably going to put me back in the position where it's just a little too much of a pedal for me. That does not mean that this pedal won't sell. In fact, I think it'll do very well. And it's not that I would never put it on my pedal board. I just don't know if I have a place for it right now. See, the more I think about it, the more I think of, well, I have a Boss ES5 on there. I have an Analog Endeavor's foot switch to add basically options to the HX Stomp. All of that stuff adds up and takes up real estate. So in a way, is it replacing all of those things, and will it take up the same amount of real estate that I already have assigned on my pedal board? That's a very good question, and that's probably something that's going to keep me up at night, to be perfectly honest with you, because much like a lot of you who watch my videos, I love gear as well, and certainly gear sometimes keeps me up at night and has me scrolling through eBay, Reverb, whatever platform you use, to basically figure out, am I doing the very best I can to get the most out of my rig right now? At this point, Line 6 has definitely won me back over, and I'm always interested in hearing what they have to say and all of the stuff that they come out with. And this is definitely something that piques my interest. I'm just not 100% sold on the fact that I need it right now, but it's definitely something I want to learn more about. But I actually heard that I guess Line 6 is working on a few releases for the year 2021, and this is just one of the kind of, hey, nothing new, just a little bit of an upgrade type of a release. So it makes me think, what else could they have in store? Is it something that's going to blow our minds the way the last few products have done, like the HX Stomp and the Helix stuff? What else could they possibly be working on? And that brings me back to a point that I made a few videos ago when I was talking about the possibilities of a new Kemper. I love that Line 6, regardless of what they've accomplished, has always been trying to better themselves and progress the pedal game and the guitar world as a whole. So I'm super interested in what they have to say and do now, because they've proven themselves time and time and again that they are true competitors in this market, and they have the guitar player's best interest at heart. So what is it, Line 6, that you have in store? That's what I'm interested in. I'm thankful for this, and I'm grateful for the HX Stomp XL. I'm just not sure it's something that I personally will buy, but maybe this is something you will like. Like I said, there's not a ton here internally that changes. It's more of the functionality, being able to access everything that the HX Stomp has to offer in a pedal platform, such as the way they're releasing it now. So if you're the kind of person that was missing out or didn't feel like 100% comfortable with the HX Stomp because of the limited ability to be able to access everything you wanted from it, well, this is definitely an upgrade to that. But I gotta say, if you're the kind of person who wants more out of your Line 6 product, I think you should consider going Helix, full-blown kind of Helix unit, because they definitely nail it. They definitely know what they're doing, and it sounds great, and you could do everything that the HX Stomp would do, but more. Definitely consider that route if you're looking for more options like this. That's all I got for today's video. Please do all the things to help this channel grow. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below, and be sure to hit the bell icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.